Morning, friends. Um, it's Wednesday morning. It's fairly early. Um, it's 7:20 here, and I wanted to first of all tell you how grateful and excited I am about this evening's Eating for Energy talk at Planet Organic South, which is 10233 Elbow Drive. I hope all of you can make it down. I'm really excited. Um, it's a really cool little workshop, and yeah, I'd love to see you there. I want to take a minute though this morning and talk about primary foods. Something that I talk about often in my coaching practice, and I want to share a little bit with you this morning. I want you to consider this. Nutrition today, um, for me, and all that we consider today in society as nutrition, is really just a secondary source of energy. I want you to think back to a time when you were passionately in love. Everything was exciting. Colors were vivid. You were floating on air, gazing into your love's eyes, your love's touch, and your shared feelings of exhilaration were enough to sustain you. You forgot about food and you were literally high on life. Remember a time when you were deeply involved in an exciting project. You believed in what you were doing and felt confident and stimulated. Time seemed to stop. The outside world faded away. You didn't feel the need to eat. Someone had to come by and remind you. Imagine children playing outside with friends, and at dinner time the mother reminds the children, time to come in and eat. The children yell back, "No, Mommy, I'm not hungry yet." At the dinner table, the mother feels her role is to enforce the rules of the good nutrition and instructs the children to eat their food. Eventually, the children force down a minimally acceptable amount of food and rush out again to play. At the end of the day, the kids return exhausted and go to sleep without thinking about food at all. As children, we all lived on primary food. The same as when deeply in love or working passionately on a project. The fun, the excitement, and love of daily life have the power to feed us so that food becomes unnecessary. Now think about a time when you were depressed or your self-esteem was low. You were starving for primary food. For me, this was September, October 2008, when I was probably at my lowest. No amount of secondary food would do. You ate as much as you wanted, but you never felt satisfied. Even in good times, when we come home at night, we often look in the refrigerator for something to eat, when all we really want is a hug or someone to talk to. Primary foods feed us, but they don't come on a plate. Elements such as a meaningful spiritual practice, an inspiring career, regular and enjoyable physical activity, and honest and open relationships that feed your soul and your hunger for living, well, these are the things that constitute primary foods. The more primary foods we receive, the less we depend on secondary foods. The opposite's also true. The more we fill ourselves with secondary foods, the less we are able to receive the primary foods in our life. Every spiritual tradition encourages people to fast during the year so that individuals have time to reduce secondary foods, thus allowing for a greater awareness of primary foods. I want you to take some time today and explore the primary foods in your life and how they are affecting you as you journey through your day. Thanks for being with me this morning, and have a healthy and primary food-filled day.